Donald Trump slept through one of the dumbest claims of the year. This story is not actually about Trump. Trump happened to be sleeping while this took place, but this is not about Donald Trump. Donald Trump's energy secretary, Chris Wright, said something really wacky about solar power. Take a listen to what he said, and then think for yourself as to whether it makes sense. Then we'll analyze it.
But because we had those coal plants operating and running, and not only did they run, wind power disappeared when the storm hit. Solar is irrelevant in the winter, so the things we talk about didn't even matter to our electricity grid except for cost burdens. Coal stepped up and produced 25% more electricity during this storm than its normal, reliable chugging out of electricity.
What on earth is he talking about? Solar is irrelevant in the winter. I believe it's really important to debunk this stuff because growing these technologies does depend to a degree on people having a sense of what reality is. Growing solar, growing electric vehicles. It is true that solar produces less electricity in the winter than in the summer. That's accurate. Saying it's irrelevant in winter is like saying air conditioning is irrelevant in the spring because it's used less in the spring than in August. Yeah, but when it's hot in the spring, you still use your air conditioning, you still benefit from it. Solar is not so much heat powered. Panels work more efficiently sometimes in cold weather than in extreme summer heat because at really high temperatures, the efficiency of solar panels goes down. What matters is light. Solar panels are converting sunlight into electricity using semiconductor materials. Semiconductors in general perform better at lower temperatures. So if you've got a sunny 40-degree day and a sunny 95-degree day, same amount of sun, same number of hours of sun, the 40-degree day will actually be more efficient for the solar panels. Most solar panels, for every degree Celsius that the temperature goes up, the solar panel loses 0.5% of efficiency, of output, which makes it less efficient as the temperature goes up. So all else being equal, solar panels are more efficient in the winter. Now, of course, it's true. Winter days are shorter. There are fewer hours of light. And when you have winter storms in some part of the country or more cloudy days, of course, that diminishes the amount of light and that diminishes the total amount of electricity that can be generated from the sun with solar panels. But you also have situations where, other forms of energy aren't equally efficient or equally robust at different times of the year, different times of day. And I'll talk about that in a moment. But this doesn't make any sense. And this is the sort of stuff that when people believe it, they go, yeah, that's right. Screw solar. If solar were irrelevant in winter, utilities wouldn't keep adding it. Utilities don't tend to do stuff that wastes money. And solar continues to be one of the fastest growing sources of new power generation. By the way, by the same logic, they love to say when it's not windy, wind power is irrelevant. Or during a drought, hydropower is irrelevant. A good, robust grid uses a mix of resources. And by the way, another classic is solar is irrelevant at night. Okay? I mean, like you can, when you go to the grocery store when it's open and you bring that food home, is the stuff you buy at the grocery store irrelevant when the store is closed? No, you have it at home and you can use it when you need. And similarly, there are grid scale batteries designed to shift solar power from being collected during the day to being used to power stuff when the sun isn't shining. Nobody's claiming solar panels produce electricity at night. The question is, can the energy produced during the day be stored and used later? And increasingly, the answer is yes. There's also home level batteries people can get. Not grid level, but home level. So it'll collect. That's typically used more for when there's a power outage, unless you're fully off grid. But the point is, they don't ever want to live in the nuance. They just want to go with not windy, then we have no wind power. Not sunny, then we have no solar power. These are the same people who give you all of the anti-electric vehicle talking points as well. They go, well, EVs are stupid because the electricity comes from coal. A lot of the electrical grid is still from fossil fuels. That's true. But centralizing the combustion is still better than each car driving around pumping out emissions from a tailpipe. And over time, the grid can be transitioned off of fossil fuels. So that's like a very dumb argument. They'll go, well, battery production is worse for the environment than gasoline. Making batteries has a cost, that's true, but burning gas for 10 to 15 years in your car has a much bigger cost. EVs don't work in the winter. The range drops, it's true, but they still work fine. You can't take road trips. I just drove to Montreal without even stopping to charge. You can take 250 to 400 mile trips and recharge when you get there. That is possible with modern electric vehicles. Another one they love is, if everybody got an EV today, the grid couldn't handle it. Well, you know what? There aren't enough EVs for everybody to get one today. This is a process. Demand changes over time. As people get EVs, the grid will be made more robust. I'll just do one more. EVs catch fire. Gas cars catch fire at a greater rate than EVs. So on solar, on wind, on geothermal, on electric vehicles, these people are terrible. I suspect that they know they're lying, but they don't believe that their followers are informed enough to know that, and that's why they try this stuff. If you've been paying attention to recent events, you've seen how the line between church and state is blurring, how religion can be brought into public life in ways that raise real constitutional questions. That doesn't just affect one issue, it shapes policy, it shapes rights, and how power operates broadly. Our sponsor, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, works to protect separation of church and state because it protects you and it protects me. As we approach the 250th anniversary of the United States, the question isn't just what we celebrate, it's what do we defend. Visit ffrf.us/David or text my name, David, to 511-511 to learn more or to join, because protecting that separation protects our rights. The info is in the description. Text fees may apply.